All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna give y'all a few minutes to get in here. We just gonna have a short conversation. Not gonna hopefully not take too long, right? I always say that on my random live streams, but I think it's what almost noon time here in Houston, and hold on, let me see here what we got. Y'all know me and my random live streams. I think random live streams is always a good thing. And the reason why I always say random live streams is always good is because you get just authentic messaging, I think, from me when I do it that way. So yeah, let's come on in, tap on in. I'm here. I'm here. Checking in. All right, check in. That's good. Checking in. Don't, and also, while we here, you can definitely leave some tithes and offerings while you're here. That's always good too. We gotta support our content out here. Lot going on in the streets. Um, Getting a lot of content edited right now, and should be. I think brother Stanley working on it. Let's see what y'all got going on. Good afternoon. Some of y'all on the East Coast. The majority of our viewers, at least in the United States of America, is in the Eastern time zone and the Central time zone. It makes sense because the majority of our people are in the South. Shout out definitely to. Of course, we got people in the West that watch us too, but it's mostly Central and Eastern. So, we try to cater a lot of things with time to the Central and Eastern time zones, due to that. All right, well, thank you, Mark. Thank you. We appreciate you very much. You say you overseas? No, I'm in Babylon. I'm good. Cheesecake Factory. Yeah. I'm gonna talk about Miss Cheesecake Factory. That's being edited too. I say I have a lot of content being edited. I don't know what's going on. The temperature didn't dropped over here finally, because here in Houston we had like 100-degree temperatures like freaking forever, and it felt like he was in an oven. Now, woke up this morning. I got up. I don't know. I usually start my day around 5 a.m., but I kind of slept in a little bit to 5:30, and then normally what I do, I get up, and I head straight to the gym. That's kind of like been my routine. Is just I prioritize going to the gym, and then right after the gym, if I need to stop at the store, they got a Whole Foods like right there, so I just beeline to Whole Foods and just get like different things that I need. I'm just on my particular regimen, and it's gonna take me about a year or so to get to where I want to be, but I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking with it for sure. Um, you say they just edited B Miles, whoever that is. I don't know what he said in the video. Nothing was wrong with the video itself. There's nothing that violates anything. It just depends on what that person said in that video. But yeah, Celsius. Yeah, see, now counting Celsius is always interesting to me, because when you go to the other side of the world, they do Celsius over. We do Fahrenheit here. Now, on my phone and even on my car or anything, I keep the 24-hour clock on there at all times. And my little girl, I'm telling her, teaching her to learn the 24-hour time, just because like when we travel, she won't ask me what time it is, Daddy. So like yesterday, I picked her up and it was like 1600. So she said, "Wait a minute." You say, "Isn't that like 4 o'clock?" I said, "Yep, there you go." So she's slowly starting to learn 24-hour time. Okay. So that's how that goes. And it's good for your kids to expand their mind, teach, because the problem is a lot of us in America is that unfortunately we're taught to be ignorant. It's true. We were taught to be very ignorant, and that's done by design, because we had this idea that the whole world just revolves around what we do in America, and it don't. Because the moment you step outside of America, it's like a whole different world, and you kind of left behind in a way. So I want to make sure that at least my kids can always expand their mind. Okay. So let me see how many minutes we got here. Almost 5 minutes. Lakeisha says, "What do I feel about the economy collapsing? Black people's economy has always been collapsing. So I mean, black people be all right. So now some of y'all new black people who didn't really bought into the system and that don't really know the real struggle, because like even the so-called struggle in America is not a struggle. Because I seen struggle. I seen it outside this country, and even our lowest of the low don't struggle like that. But at one point in time in my life, I was eating beans and rice every day. Beans and rice. It wasn't no restaurants. It was straight beans and rice. You get that 50-pound bag of rice and get them beans. And trust me, like my grandma used to say, that's that kind of food that stick to your ribs. It's beans and rice. But today, y'all new black people want to be in the restaurant all the time. All the time, y'all in the restaurant. I remember growing up, shout out to all the people in Port Arthur. We didn't go out like that growing up, man. Thank you, LW. Appreciate the love offering. We would go, if we would go somewhere, it would be Luby's. Now, anybody know about Luby's, right? What was the main thing? If any of you from Port Arthur or know anything about Luby's, what was the main thing that we would get from Luby's? Now, they had that Luby's on almost by Gulf Way. They had that Luby's on Gulf Way. And then they had that other Luby's off of 73. Those of you from Port Arthur, you know what I'm talking about. So my grandma, she had no problem going to Luby's because she knew the sisters that worked at Luby's that cooked. So if she went to Luby's, it's because she knew the people over there. So you get that Luann fish and get some of the vegetables, the greens and all of that, and my favorite thing was the Jello. I love the Jello from over there at Luby's. You know what I'm saying? So, but my grandma didn't believe in all that going to the restaurant. And then also another thing that my grandma didn't believe in, and I talk about this, more so on when I'm talking about relationships, and I got a few books I'm writing next year. I got a couple of books I'm coming out with in relationship. I got a relationship book coming out for next year. I need to do one for the women. I need to do one for the men, because the reason why you're not getting married because you don't have no skills for it, and it goes all the way back to the old school. But my grandmother always said that if you let your man always go look for food outside the house, and he's getting fed outside the house, eventually he gonna be out the house for other stuff too. That's what they always believed in. And my grandfather, he was so like, no woman could cook for him. None. And say, hey, this lady made this, and I want that. He said, no. I'll wait to Dorothy make me. My grandmother's name was Dorothy. He said, I'll wait till Dorothy make me something. I'm not doing that. And that's how serious he was. He was starved before he would take another woman's food. He was starved. Okay. And it's just a lot of things that my grandparents would do, like on both sides of my family, whether it's my mom's side or my dad's side. And all of them stayed together, 40, 50 years until they died. Like, it wasn't none of this, I'm getting a divorce, I'm not happy. Do you think they was happy all the time? People go through their moments of being down. Sometimes it's personal. It's not even the other person sometimes, right? We all have our ups and downs. You figure that mess out. You don't go just say, oh, I'm leaving my family. But that's that craziness today. That's why I say that modern relationship crap, it don't work. I've seen it. It just does not work. We don't shame people no more. Like, for instance, I saw, and I don't know why would somebody get her pregnant, Sexy Red. Somebody got her pregnant, Lord Jesus. And they're celebrating, oh, she's pregnant with no husband. Now, at one point in time in the black community, you couldn't do that because you would be early shamed for some crap like that, right? But we're celebrating single motherhood. That's not nothing to celebrate because it's not good for the woman. It's not good for the children. And it's not good for the overall community that we have. So there's a lot of things that I want to talk about in, my upcoming, books that I'll be working on for 2024. He says free Chicago. Yeah. How many of y'all are subscribed to the Phillip Scott podcast? Are you subscribed to that? Because in the evening around 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time-ish, if something happens and me go a little later, we're posting our nightly podcast, over there. And we're talking about those issues like Chicago more so in a lengthy format. A lot of times the podcast range from 25 to 45 minutes. So you can watch that over there. You should be subscribed to every channel I have. One thing I never understood about YouTube is people can subscribe to one channel that you have, but they don't subscribe to all of them. Like, I don't like when I like a person content, I want to subscribe to everything they got going on. And usually when they make it easy for you, like you just go to the channel, hit channels or whatever, and then you subscribe to all of them. Now you may not like everything that I do, and I get that, but if it's along the same lines of what I'm doing, like the podcast along the same lines, let's see, Black Congregation is on the same line. Well, it's not the same lines, but still the same lines. Now I get it. You may not like what I do on the Phillip Scott show, talking about relationships and talking about the people what they do. You may not like my opinions because my opinions is real old school. Excuse me, Jesus Christ. Some people don't like my opinions at all. They don't, we have an accountability problem in the black community when it comes to that, and they just don't like my speech on it. Some men don't like my speech, some women don't like my speech, and that's fine. I'm not here to tickle your ears. I'm here to say what I need to say. And if you say, well, I like Phil, but he was talking about this subject in relationships, I couldn't watch it no more. That's fine. That's no problem. I don't know you and you don't know me. So something I said, and I didn't call your name, I didn't put your face in it. So that means something I said applied to you. That's one thing I always thought was interesting. We know as creators, we know when we say sting y'all. We know because when you just go off about something and we didn't put your particular name in it, we didn't say nothing about your name. We didn't put your picture, nothing. So why are you responding? Like that shows that you're guilty right there and you're getting pissed off. Or you want to write us behind the scenes, oh, I didn't like what you said. Like, okay, so it applied to you. So why are you living your life that way, sir or ma'am? What are y'all talking about? Boiled corn? Okay, I guess. Yeah, hit dogs always gonna holler, ladies and gentlemen. They always gonna holler, and I noticed that just over the years. Now, sometimes I laugh about it and I say, well, sometimes people don't like being accountable. Nobody do sometimes, but it is what it is. But let me get to what I really wanted to jump on here and talk about, a little bit. Yeah, the shoe definitely fits. You say you subscribe to all, but you say don't subscribe to any relationship channels, those and nothing personal. Hey, it's not for you. It's not for you because listen. You may not need or want to hear me talk that way, and that's fine. So don't subscribe to that. But there's some people that do want to hear me talk that way, and that's cool because listen, I'm a lot different than these other guys is talking. I mean, I'm not out here talking from a position I don't even have a woman. I'm not talking from a position that I haven't built anything. I'm not talking from a position that I haven't been in a long-term marriage. I've been married before. I had a divorce. I'm married now. I've been married 12 years. So a lot of these guys is talking online. It's not talking from my position. And I've seen what work, what don't work in relationships. So the majority of these guys that's talking is not even in my position. So I'm the type of person, I really don't want to hear a bunch of single men talking sometimes because you haven't converted your speech to actual relationships. So you just run off at the mouth just for the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? A man that's getting old and not having a family, or a man that's always commenting on somebody's relationships and haven't even built a family on their own, I really don't want to hear them too much. Because like, dude, show and prove what you got. You know what I'm saying? And they got some men out here, some men that's just, I ain't never getting married. And then you end up in a nursing home somewhere because you're not taking care of yourself. Sometimes your woman is going to get on your behind about what you eating. She going to tell you, don't do that. You're going to have a doggone stroke with all what you eating. Don't do those, don't do that. You got so many young black men, even my age, in a nursing home, in their 50s, in a nursing home, and then they be saying how they regret not settling down and not getting married or whatever. Men live longer and more successful when they're married versus when they're single? It's a lot of statistics that talk about that with men. So, I do address those topics. I do address that. And yes, somebody got to somebody, but but see, when I address the situation with the especially the ladies, I'm talking to young women. I'm not talking to old ones. I'm talking to young ones. And you know how many messages I get behind the scenes from young women that say, I appreciate what you said, or I changed some things I did, and now I'm in a great relationship now, or we in a better place, now I'm getting married. You don't know the type of message I get behind the scenes. Sometimes you got to give our people a swift kick in the butt because we're hard-headed. We stiff-necked, like the Bible say. We are. So for me, alone getting those messages behind the scenes and beyond which I get messages from all groups of people behind the scenes. I do. Believe it or not. Even what I do here, I get messages from people from all over. Now, speaking of that, doggone it. Why don't I don't have nothing in here. I don't have anything. Right now, when I want to do this stream, we are having people have been trying to put pressure on us as a community to get involved with that situation with Israel and Hamas and all that stuff, right? I made a whole video about Amari Stoudemire, and I'm not going to talk about that. But I'm just saying this. I have a blackout on that topic on our channel. It's a blackout, and that blackout has been spurred by me, not nobody else. I did a blackout on that because, number one, no matter what we say, we're wrong. Number two, any little thing we say, we could be called a name. Now, you know what name I'm talking about. So I just rather focus on the business that I know about, that I'm thoroughly educated about, right? I'm educated about the black community globally. I'm educated about what's happening in Chicago, New York. I'm educated what's happening in South Africa. I'm educated what's happening in the Caribbean, and I'm still getting educated on our situation. I'm still learning about what's happening with black folks in this country, globally. So I need to put all my energy to what we talk about, right? Now, when it comes to other groups of people, they welcome to talk about it, and I hope they figure that out. But I tell my position, stick to what you know. Just stick to it. Don't get caught up on people trying to pressure you to get involved in stuff that's not our business. Why we got to comment on it? Oh, well, other people talk about George Floyd. We didn't ask you to. We was handling George Floyd on our own. We didn't beg you to get in the street. That was a black issue. We was in the street. Y'all just came along. We didn't ask you. When did we ask other groups to support us behind George Floyd? When we pressure any group to say, you gonna support me by George Floyd? No, we never begged nobody for support. Well, we was an ally. We didn't ask you. When do we ask you? Think about it. We do not beg other people for their allyship. They want to throw it in our face when we was out there with you. When was your invitation, bro? We didn't beg you to come out there. Unlike y'all different situation. Black people, you not gonna say nothing? No. Because when we do speak up for you, either we're wrong, we call names, or you get your weight up, and then you look down on us, and then, you know what I'm saying? So we learn from that, right? We learn. So since we learn from that, we just gonna say, we're gonna pray for you and hope the Lord help you work any of your situation out. We're dealing with so many different issues and problems, in our community. Even with this, I'm watching all this hip hop conversation. They're literally trying to do an ethnocide with hip hop. Now, ethnocide is just a removal of an ethnic group. So they're trying to ethnocide us out of hip hop. Now, some people say, why you care about that? It's because this current ethnocide of hip hop, what they're trying to do is really what they did with rock and roll. And so many different people, we have let them ethnocide us out of our own creation. And then we kind of like other people take it over, the folks. And then they'll be saying like, we never created it. They created it, right? We created jazz, the blues, all of that. And no matter what we create, we should never let someone ethnocide us out of anything that we created. We should gatekeep the hell out of everything. And I'm telling Africans that too, that you need to gatekeep who you are. Because Africans, let me talk to you for a minute. Some of you on here possibly, or you'll see it later. Africans, you way too giving of your culture. Way too giving. I've watched you literally teach these people your everything. And then I turn around and watch. They'll create a company with everything that you taught them. And they're making billions of dollars while you still struggling in the continent. Because you taught them that. You teach them your dances. You're putting your clothes on them. You think it's cute. See, in Black America, we learn our lesson. We don't think that's cute. Because the innovators of that culture, whatever that culture may be, not getting paid, but the little Mzungu can just do it and they getting a bag off of it, right? And here we are once again. They don't, and listen, they don't even acknowledge you. They don't say, man, you know what? They did teach me. Let me go ahead on and paper them up. This person taught me. Let me paper them up. They don't even do that. Like, let me go ahead on and give them something because, hey, I wouldn't have none of this if it wasn't been for them. They don't even do that much with you. So y'all got to stop teaching your culture, Africans. Oh, we not like y'all. I get it. But some of you are just real off code, man. I've seen it too much on the continent. Like, or even letting them come over there take pictures of y'all, like y'all children, man. I've seen that too. And I still never forget that, man. I was out there in Kenya that one time. Out there in Kibera, whatever how you want to say it. And let me tell you something. Them folks know the difference with us, Black Americans, and different African groups. So I'm going to say that time Kenyans. That's right. Even though, and it's just reality, you know, our ancestors are more so from the Bantu group. Bantus were more so nomadic people. So you have them, a lot of them was in West Africa. Some of them was down in the southern part of Africa. Some was even in East Africa. I mean, the Bantus were, you know, just nomadic like that. They moved around a lot. So phenotypically, the closest Africans that we'll have that look like maybe close to us a little bit is more so with the Bantu background. So like a lot of Kenyans have that Bantu background, you know, South Africans, Zimbabweans, like all the way up that coast. You'll see more so you can say, man, they look like people in my family, you know, that sort of thing. I've seen it. Now, some people, you know, the hairline thing, and that's kind of funny. I was joking about the hairlines, but the reason why the hairline issue with some people is they braid too tight. That's why most sisters here in America don't go to too many Africans to get their hair braided. You go to them Nigerians right here in Houston, you're not going to have a hairline. You better go see your Black American sister, get your hair braided. If you want to, if you don't want to be having to go fly to Turkey somewhere and get your hairline back. But they teach their culture to too many people. And the folks be sitting up there, they not just like, oh, I'm enjoying this, what they doing. They enjoying, but then they got their pen. So, okay, you do it this way and you do it that way. And then, okay, let me figure this out and write this down. And then they coming back. Or another thing they do out there in the continent, y'all let them go into y'all places where people are struggling and they're taking pictures. Oh, my God, it's so sad. And then what they do with them pictures, you know, they'll go start an NGO or some nonprofit. Look at all these poor Black children out here in Kenya or Sierra Leone or wherever, just naming countries. Look at these poor children. I came out there to help these poor children. And, you know, so give me money so I could help these poor children. And then when I went over there, they telling me they don't see none of the money. So all this money that they're being given, they're not getting anything. If you want to help them, you need to go over there yourself and give them the money. Don't give it to no organization. Because that's something that I've been kind of trying to put together. And behind the scenes, I've been discussing this because, like, you know, if you want to help, then you can go help yourself. Don't give no company. Or if you want to give it to somebody, give it to somebody you know that's accountable and that actually will go and do the work. Right? Because maybe you can't do it, but you want to be a part of it. You understand what I'm saying? So do it to somebody that's trusted, that have a trusted track record of doing what they say. Yeah, NGOs are a scam. It's a complete scam. And they don't do right. But anyway, back to the story in Kibera. So they were doing that what you call poverty pornography, poverty porn. They'll take these pictures. And, they just want to take the pictures of these. So these kids, when I was over there, these kids are just getting out of school. So you have all the kids, they're little kids, like they had to be like about between 4 to maybe 8 years old. They all need little uniforms, they walking. And so you had this one brother, and I spotted him from a distance. I was looking at him from a distance, and he had 2 Beckys with him. So they were just taking pictures of these kids, and I'm like, first of all, why are you taking pictures of people's kids? What do you know, like for me in itself, it's weird. I'm not going to go grab random kid and say, oh, take my picture. I'm like, because if you wouldn't grab my kid, that'd be a problem. I don't know you. I don't know who you are. So, and I don't know what you're going to use that picture for. We know how some of you are. So I'm watching from a distance. And I just train my eyes to him, right? And so let me see if I can even give y'all the look how I'm looking at him. So I looked at him from a distance, y'all, and this is how I started looking at him. And I stared at him like that. And I didn't move my face. So I was looking at him the whole time. And I was looking at brother too, because I'm like, man, brother, really? So at the time, African Tigress is standing right there. She was standing right there, and she saw the whole thing. So when those Beckys finally saw me looking at them while they were taking pictures, they saw me like they got shook. Their eyes got big, and they just stopped taking pictures. And the whole time, and I looked at the brother too, and he was kind of looking like looking down. And then I just kept staring at him. I was mean mugging him. And then African Tigress saw the whole thing. So as I'm just kind of like just mean mugging them as they walk by, I'm looking at them like that, and they kept looking back at me. And she saw it, and she said, why did they do that? And I say, what? When they saw you, they just quit. They were scared the moment they saw you. I said, because they know who we are. That's why. We know they crap. I said, see, y'all don't know they crap like we do. We live with them forever. So they know Black Americans when we see them. They know. Because they know we're not entertained by that stuff they do when they try to come out here. I said, that's why more of us got to come out here and give some of the game out here to some of y'all. So when they come around, they're not going to be able to pull these same stunts on y'all. I said, think about it. We got a bunch of Black Americans in America. Why aren't they helping Black Americans? They got a lot of Black American children they can help right here in the United States. But they go way over there and do it. They're trying to harm Black American children. Every time you look up, they're trying to harm Black American child. You go way over there to Kenya, tell them, oh, I want to help the kids. But you can't help Black American children. Why don't they go to Eastern Europe and help those poor children, right? Eastern Europe is a poor place. Very poor place. But why are they not going over there and helping their own people in Eastern Europe? Because because everything that they do is a racial connotation to it. Oh, I'm helping these little poor Blacks, and I feel so much better about myself, superior, because I can help them. You know what I'm saying? But they can't feel superior helping white children in Eastern Europe. So yeah, we are the experts when it comes to white supremacy. So some people say I don't care about going over there. Look, from what I've seen, going over there, there's a lot of young people. Once again, it goes back to the young people. The young people, a lot of them get it. You know what I'm saying? They kind of got the same problems in the continent, kind of like here. It's like and I'm not saying all, but a lot of the older Black people kind of want to just not, be about the business. They kind of just want to be at peace and just go along and get along. Well, it's like that in the African continent too. Just like with the politicians here, how they screwing us over. It's the same thing with them. It's not young people screwing them over there. It's a bunch of older people. And then those older people won't even move out the way. Like, for instance, Paul Biya in Cameroon. That dude barely can walk around these days, and he won't move out the way. He won't. He continues to be a puppet for France. It's a lot of those leaders that won't move out the way and let them young people come in there and lead. You look at, let's say, South Africa, Julius Malema, brothers like that, they got that energy. Now, some people in South Africa, some may write me at times, well, sometimes Juju kind of crazy, and we know how Juju is. So, yeah, but Juju got them people shook, though. And when a brother or sister got them folks shook, I'm going to be leaning more toward that brother or sister, because Malcolm X told us a long time ago, run away from the people that they praise and run to the people that they hate. Malcolm X told us that a long time ago. The brother in Burkina Faso, he's an inspiration. In Niger, they just recently cut off some. I think Vicky did a video about that. They just recently cut off some more stuff from people, and we gotta protect our children at all costs. And I even say globally, But Paul Biya is still alive. He is, and nothing happened to Paul Biya. Just like, was it next year? I think in South Africa, they got their elections like we got our elections in 2024. You know, I know it's a lot of South Africans that watch me. Listen to me, South Africans. If you don't see it now, you see it later. Get registered to vote. If you're not, because see, the biggest problem that even we have here in America, the younger people don't participate in the political process, but then you feel it after you don't participate in the political process. Now, what I teach, and I've talked about this much on my podcast, is black people globally should have three things. One, definitely your driver's license or whatever kind of mode of transportation that you need to have, because you need a driver's license to fly, vote, whatever the case may be, right? So have your driver's license. You should be able to move to and from whatever you're through your country. I know in South Africa they got driver's license. I know that. Voter registration card. Have your voter registration card. Get registered to vote. Even if you don't choose to, get registered to vote, please. So you can participate in the political, process in your country. And number three, have a passport of your said country. That way you can move around wherever you want to move around to. You're not limited just to your country. I don't understand why people think it's okay just to be limited to the country where you live at and you can't move around. Even not say you're gonna move away from your country if you don't so choose to. But let's say you want to take a freaking vacation. What you need a passport to go to certain destinations. I think it's not wise not to have a passport, especially when they're not that expensive to get. It's not like a passport is $2,000. Get one. Okay, well, you said 3 passports. Well, now you're talking about a different game right there, because some people do citizenship by investment. I know like Sierra Leone had that citizenship by DNA through African ancestry. And that's another thing, we're talking about that. To the younger people on the African continent, if y'all get in some political power, this is what I need y'all to do. You have a lot of people saying, oh, y'all need to come back to the continent and man, we could build something over here. Well, we can't really do that if we don't have citizenship or even a residency. We can't do that. If we choose to do that, we can't. Y'all putting the diaspora, I'm not saying y'all young people, but just the way it is now, y'all putting us in the same field that the white supremacists in. We got to go through the same hoops, the same this, the same that. Now, yes, a person that's single can marry somebody from over there, but what if they already have a family? You understand what I'm saying? So going through a process of 7 years, 10 years, it's ridiculous. And it should be at least this. If you say, okay, Phil, come up with a plan for people if that's what they want to do. I think that you should be able to have at least start off with a residency and then up to, let's say, maybe the 3rd or 5th year of citizenship. If you create jobs in that country, I think you should be able to get to it a lot faster. It's a fast track. So let's say a brother or sister got a restaurant here in America, right? They go over there, start a restaurant, hire the local people there. They paper them up. I think they should, let's say if they had that business open year, 2 years, I think they should get their citizenship, because they're not only just coming there, but they're contributing to the overall economy and making things better. Because if some people say, okay, what could you do to help them? If you want to help, well, give them jobs. Giving them money is not going to fix it. You got to give them a job so they can have constant money coming in. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you want to do. Now, some people don't want to do that. Some people want to deal with America all their life. And that's fine. You're welcome to do that. I just tell my people have options, because when this place continues to spiral down, it's not your fault. It's not my fault. Because listen, if we were in control, it wouldn't be this way. But we're not in control, and we have so many off-code black people that are in political positions, but yet sell us out every day. Can you find the political equivalent of any other group, whether they white, Hispanic, Asian, etc.? Where is a CBC for white people? Think about it. That they advocate for every other group except white people, or a CBC for Hispanics. They advocate for everybody else but Hispanics or Asians. Or think about it. We're so sabotaged in this country by black people that's our biggest problem. See, if we was all on code for something, okay, we could fight a little bit better. During the civil rights movement, people were more on code. They may not like some of the tactics of the civil rights movement, but more people was on code during that time, because it had to be. Because if you was off code, You know what I'm saying? So today we have, yes, more money, more access, all that, but we have more off code behavior and sabotage behavior from black people. What do you say? Did you just mention the AU? Man, the AU is not even. You have no clue if you're talking about the AU at this point. Anyway, so other groups, when they have their caucuses and all of that, they look out for their group, right? Nobody pressures them to look out for nobody else. Nobody say, it's wrong for you to just focus on your own people. Nobody tells them anything. Look, when y'all talk about the COVID-19 bill, right? Or better yet, the Asian hate crime bill. Notice no Asians came out and say, hey, we don't need that. There was already a Matthew Shepard, James Byrd hate crime bill out there that covers hate crimes anyway. So why do we need that? Why we need that? Notice nobody said that. Or when other groups are getting money, notice nobody saying that, oh, we don't need that. We just need to work harder and stop begging the government. Notice nobody say that. Only black people. Only black people. No matter where they're coming from. Because some people say, oh, well, it's the Caribbeans. Oh, it's the Africans. Yeah, we got off-code behavior in black America, too. We do. I just say it's all of them. And it's no political consequences for these people. Like, we talk about the Democrats, but let's call it what it is. The biggest Democrats that's selling us out is the black Democrats. It's easy for the white Democrat to sell us out because when the black ones are going along with it, think about it. Where is the white, Asian, and Hispanic equivalent of the boule? That's like really just actively trying to sell out their groups. Where is the Asian equivalent of Boule Martin? That's cussing out Asians for not voting for Democrat. Think about it. Where is the Hispanic equivalent of a Simone Sanders or Angela Rye? Where are they at? I don't see them. That's what I'm saying. We got so many factions within the black community that's just selling us out. It's kind of even like you have to basically get like the Haitian Revolution. You got to start with the black folks first before you even get to the white supremacists. That's how bad off it is right now. But it's some but to that. I'm glad it's some but what I'm about to say. But the Boule don't have the stroke they used to have. Oh, they have been really delegitimized. They can't just come and be the black people whisperer no more like they used to be because we in the grassroots have actively took the wind out their sails. We have shown how clownish they is, actually. They clowns. They don't move the needle. And what's going to eventually happen is that paper that they getting from the Democrats, they're going to snatch that paper because they're not being good no more to them. Like Boule Martin was very upset about Louisiana because if you don't know, they had a governor's race in Louisiana and the Republican won and the Democrat did not win. Now, they had a Democrat, for the past 8 years or so, which he didn't do nothing for black people. Nothing. Louisiana is a state where the median income for black people is $30,000, right? Which is about $13,000 less than the average income for black Americans, according to, the census. So black people wasn't enthused. They didn't come out. They didn't show up at all for the Democrats like they felt they should have. And so they are in trouble. We just covered last night on the podcast in Illinois. They in trouble. They are in trouble. Oh, he say, Boule Martin was so mad he flipped over his Cinnabon. Yeah. Them luncheon invites gonna start drying up because he can't be no good. Listen, and then the thing is, you can't use Trump. You can't scare black people with Trump no more. You can't. I know a lot of black people saying bring Trump back because, man, the gas prices. I'm going to tell you, I've said this before and I'll say it again. As a person in business who has hired a lot of black people in the United States and globally that's working with me, not for me, but working with me, I can tell you Trump is so much better for business. That's for sure. And on the area of business, yeah, bring him back. In the area of immigration, bring him back. I bet you in Chicago they'll want Trump back right now. And I know I can't believe he said that. So I'm just telling the truth. What, will keep Biden and let him flood Chicago, flood New York, flood a city near you, and giving them all? This is the thing. Not only are they coming, but the Democrats are giving them your tax dollars and resources, but you voted for them. You voted. They didn't even vote. They didn't have to get registered to vote. They didn't stand in long lines. They didn't do anything. And they getting all the resources that you're not even getting. But do you think Trump and them would do that? No. They don't like black people. The Democrats don't like black people either. They actually worse. They smile in your face and then don't like you. And then they're actively giving all your resources taken away from you, like Chicago, taken away from you actively and giving it away in your face. Oh, they say Trump did this, Trump did that. They only saying that mess about him because they're trying to prevent him from becoming the president. Because if they wanted to get him on all this stuff, they could have got him a long time ago. Why didn't get him when he left office? They could have got him. All the stuff they say he did, well, he did that mess way before. It's quite convenient that they do it then. I mean, listen, we see the play. We see the propaganda. There's so much propaganda been going on lately, and I'm not going to get further into that. Like I said, if I discuss that propaganda, I discuss it on the website. And speaking about the website, I'm glad to start about that. So AfricanDiasporaNews.org, the reason why we have the website is that we take all the content that we create, for the most part, and put it on our website. Now, if those of you who say was a member of that, we just got a new app update, which I've been waiting for a little while, thank God. So Apple, the Apple Store and the Google Play Store, you can download the African Diaspora News Channel app. It's been updated, and I'm happy about the update. I'm very, very happy about it. A few things I want to tweak on it, but for the most part, I'm happy about the update because you just got to have your app, the way it needs to be. And so sometimes I may take content down, even some subject matter I may not discuss here, because for obvious reasons, right? And we can't talk about everything here because, hey, they platform, they rules, and we got to follow it. We can complain all day about why they don't do this and why they don't do that. I told y'all this a long time ago. If I had got about 10,000, even 5,000, but 10,000 members on our website, I would need nothing. I wouldn't have to deal with no social media if I didn't want to, because I'll be good. That's what really the ultimate goal for me is to have more people on the website. And the reason why it's still like, say, okay, well, you have to pay for it. Yes, you do. And the reason why is because we don't have a bunch of ads running around. Now, if that got changed, we got a bunch of sponsorships, then we could either lower the cost. I mean, the cost right now is $9.99, or if you want to do like a 3-month, or you want to do 6 month, you can do that. I think or a year. But my daughter, it's my daughter's job, right? My daughter takes all the content from here and all our various platforms, and she uploads everything to the website. So my daughter actually has a task, and she especially when we rocking and rolling, because really we got a lot of content that's being edited right now. I know we kind of slow a little bit in the beginning, but now we got a lot coming. It's like this about to come. So she's about to get slammed, right? So that's what like on my daughter. Now, always I say we on every platform that we could be on, but the website is where like sometimes I have to take a video down, right? If a video, for instance, is demonetized for whatever the reason, I just take it down from YouTube, because I'm like, if it's not going to earn revenue, we're not having it here, so I'll take it down. But it'll be on the website. You know what I'm saying? If this is suggestions y'all may have about content, I'm all ears to listen to it. I know next year what I'm going to do is create something for the people on Patreon, because we're going to, first quarter next year, we're going to delete our Patreon and move everybody to the website, because we don't need to be on Patreon if we got the website. There's no reason for that. So first quarter next year, we're going to shut that down. But I'll make sure to give the people on Patreon something where they like a code where they could have it, and stuff like that when we shut that down. So we do it. It's too much going on. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, make sure if you had the app or whatever before, download the update. It's an update just came out today, so get it. And if you're interested in it, you can go to the Google Play Store or you can go to the App Store, right? And you can get everything set up right then and there. So if you choose to do that today, you say you're voting today is a joke. Strategic. See, the problem is y'all have never strategically voted. Y'all have just kind of voted out of fear because, that's what the Democrats do. Like in 2020, they made y'all vote out of fear. Oh, Donald Trump's racism. Oh, the virus. Oh, Donald Trump. And so because of that, a lot of y'all went out and voted out of fear. And hold on. Let me plug this in because I kind of do this a lot on my podcast. But let me play something here. I'm still tripped out on this. Hold on. Do y'all remember this?
You have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
See, and it was so disappointing about that was a lot of y'all were black. A lot of y'all were, and it was very, very disappointing. Yeah, that's one of my sounds on my soundboard right here. I always got to keep that and remind black folks, especially I play that a little bit more on my podcast while I'm in the midst of doing something, because y'all need to be reminded constantly of the things that y'all are doing. You understand? Y'all let this man tell you you're not black and you actually went out there and did it. Like, I'd rather you call me the N-word than that kind of junk, be honest with you. But as long as they got a D in front of their name, you'll go ahead on and allow their racism and bigotry. But if we got an R in front of their name, you ready to tear them up. I've seen that. Yeah, you say Maria Lovely. See, Maria, I'm getting more people tell me this out of anything. Listen, go to the Phillip Scott podcast. I interviewed a sister that talked about she was a lifelong Democrat. You can go, if you go to the Phillip Scott podcast page on the channel, it's right there on there. I did an interview with this sister. She said that she was a lifelong Democrat. She said the exact same thing you said. And now she said she ain't worried about no Democrats. She like, look, I'll vote for the other side, or I said it. I'm going, but she's thinking more of the other side, because what y'all don't understanding, a lot of black people who have been lifelong Democrats, they actually been drawing a line on this immigration issue and all the resources that's been going to that, and that we haven't seen a single thing done for black people. They say, oh, we got Ketanji Brown Jackson. That's not nothing for black people. Well, we gave a couple of dollars to HBCUs. Once again, you didn't do nothing for black people. People that go to HBCUs is that much compared to the broader population of black people. Like Chicago, they're spending $9,000 to pay rent for people. Black Americans aren't getting that. This migrant crisis also exposed these cities, because you got shelters for people that just come over, but we got a homeless population who's mostly black, sleeping on the streets, and you letting them sleep on the street versus putting them in a shelter? You got millions of dollars. Look in Chicago, they were paying people $135 an hour to work in these shelters. People getting paid $14,000 a week, some of them, $20,000 a week, some of them. I'm telling you, a week, not a month, a freaking week, to work in a migrant shelter. Chicago gonna be like in the freaking 40s at night, 30s and 40s. I think this weekend or so. I said this: if you live in Chicago, you better not see a single homeless person in that street. And if you see any homeless people in that street, y'all need to have a mass protest at that city hall against Brandon Johnson, because he's discriminating against Chicago citizens for people who aren't even citizens of America. That's discrimination. Let's call it what it is. Giving migrants and paying their rent and not paying the rent for everybody, that's discrimination. What's his name? Where's Edward Bloom at? Where he at? Why isn't he filing a lawsuit on that? See, that's why people like me, like I say, you couldn't have me have unlimited money like that, because I would be funding lawsuits like that. I was like, oh, you're not gonna give everybody, especially the black community? Oh no, we gotta file a lawsuit. We gotta stop that. Oh, you putting them in shelters but not the homeless? Oh, we got to file a lawsuit on that. Nope, you're not going to do that. Either you put everybody in a shelter or nobody. That's open discrimination. It is. You're right. It's discrimination. And it's the Democrats doing it. The people that you vote for. But like as I said last night, but they'll have no resources for reparations. And notice the folks, they never tell you they're not going to pay for that when it comes to the migrants. But when it comes to reparations, I ain't paying for that. You was never a slave. Why should I have to pay? Why are you guilting me? Well, why are you paying for the migrants? You paying for the migrants in the millions to the billions now of your tax dollars. See, reparations is a debt owed for what happened to Black American people here. Black American people built the country, innovated the country, fought for this country. You wouldn't have an America if Black Americans didn't build it. Black Americans is the most patriotic people out of all these groups. These are the groups that y'all prioritizing. They left their homeland. So why would they be patriotic here? If the going gets tough in America, those same people will go back to their homeland. They're not going to struggle and suffer with you. They're not. But you're always looking out for everybody else, the Democrats for sure. Everybody else, but the people you should be looking out for. But they claim that Black America is their base to vote. But yet they treat us bad. Like I said before, if you was in a relationship with a man or woman and you prioritize everybody else except your man or woman, your relationship would be done. Y'all wouldn't stay with a man or woman in a relationship that imagine your wife is prioritizing, is not cooking food, not washing clothes, not doing nothing that women normally do, but they're doing it for everybody else. So imagine if it's your husband and he's not providing nothing in the house. He's giving all the resources to somebody else, right? He's not giving the resources to his woman in his house. That woman will leave that man, and rightfully so. But yet, y'all have this relationship with the Democrat Party that they can give away all your resources to other people and but claim that, well, you our base. We need you to come out and vote. That's stupid. They pulling a political Jada. That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, the Democrat Party is Jada. Yeah, that's true. I agree with that. And also, Rob, I do agree. Black dysfunction is global. Oh, yes. We are straight dysfunction in a lot of ways. I'm with you 100% about the dysfunction. Because the same problems I see here, I've seen it in Africa, too. Joy, I guess. I'm not getting. I told y'all earlier, I'm not getting involved with that mess. With you talking about Black Lives Matters comments about that situation. I'm sticking to our business. If it's not Black American business, if it's not that diaspora business, I don't care. If they going after them for opening their mouth, that's what they get. Stay in our lane. They should be talking about reparations. They should be talking about the homeless population of Black people. They should be talking about what's going on in Chicago right now. That's a hot topic. Talk about that. Whatever they do against anybody running their mouth, that's what you get. I'm not gonna come to bat for you. Stay in your doggone lane. Mind our business. We've been through that enough. Opening our mouth, using our voices, using this, using that, and then people to be like, Black people who? I don't know them. I don't know you. What you talking about? Acting like Peter. What Jesus say? Before the night over, you go deny me 3 times. That's how them people treat us, just like Peter. Black people, I don't know them. Black people, I never seen them before. Nah, we good. Peter, we good. We help them, and they deny us. They don't know what we talking about. No, like I said, we good. Who is it? Mike here, Mini Mike. Beyond with y'all, I do want to. I do need to make some. I actually trying to get back over there to try to talk to certain people about those issues. So stay tuned. I definitely got to make another run back to Chicago to do a series of interviews. So stay tuned. Um, yeah, I don't know. You think I don't know about that, situation when you're talking about. Yeah, we have our own issues going on, so that just stick to that. Well, yeah, you said yeah, it's true. You say you help the Asian community with hair and nails, yeah, and look what they got you. Look at what they got you. Now y'all keep talking about this hip hop thing. We talked about that earlier. It is the corporate structure that's trying to ethnocide black Americans out of hip hop, okay? So they're saying Latinos. First of all, if you really want to be technical, they should be saying quote unquote Puerto Ricans, not Latinos, because it was Puerto Ricans that was out there. But they set the bar so low, so it's like if you were just taking a picture, you innovated or you was part of the creation of it because you took a freaking picture. Well, if that's the case, then anything new, if I took a picture of it with my cell phone, that means I was the creator of it, or I was there in the beginning. I did it 50-50, that sort of thing. See, one thing y'all should go ask Fat Joe is why you want to campaigning so hard for your culture? Like, what's wrong with Puerto Rican culture, Puerto Rican music, Puerto Rican food? Like, why are you always in our culture? And let me tell y'all East Coast cats something. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Y'all East Coast New York cats, with all that N-word stuff, and really, I don't like the N-word. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I'm along the lines of, I guess you're going to use it, don't use it in front of other groups. And y'all so off cold, y'all use it in front of other groups, but then get mad if they use it. I think that's kind of dumb to me. But letting Latinos use that word, like, bruh, like in the South, we don't play that, man. We don't play that in the South. Man, I have never seen Latinos use that word until I got around New York. What is wrong with y'all in New York? That is not a word they should be saying. Oh, we grew up together. I don't care if you grew up together. You don't use that word. Have some respect for your doggone culture and yourself. Y'all New York cats was I don't know why y'all let them do that. But that's on y'all. But here in the South, they better not come down here doing that down here because they won't get checked. I'll tell you that right now. I don't like, especially if you're a person from and talking about you're not black and you something else. You definitely don't need to be using it either. Don't call me that. Don't say that to me because that's not no connection. Or you even had a history of why that word is even existing. So don't even use that to me. That's why I say I just don't have that policy. Don't use that word to me. I don't want to hear it. It's 1,000 words I can use in the English language. Don't call me that. Call me brother. Call me friend. Call me something. But don't call me that. You say you heard that in Dallas. I've never heard black people in Dallas. I never heard that. I've never heard black people in Dallas just letting that go on. I've never heard that. But you tell me, because I just never heard that. We need to respect, like you said, Maria, we need to respect our doggone selves. But ask Fat Joe, why isn't he so campaigning so hard for Puerto Rican culture? Like, think about it. If Fat Joe would go campaign for Puerto Rican culture, man, he can really help put them on the map, right? Think about it. He's not campaigning for nothing. Why Puerto Ricans can't focus on their culture? What's wrong with Puerto Rican culture? I don't see an issue with what's wrong with Puerto Rican culture. Who's another one out there run off of the mouth sometimes? China Mac. Why isn't he campaigning for Chinese culture? What is wrong with Chinese culture? Everybody want to come into our stuff and then this, we 50-50. No, it was not no 50-50. It was 100-0. Fat Joe. Busta Rhymes. All of a sudden, he coming out talking about this Jamaican stuff. Dude, we remember when you came out, you wasn't swinging no Jamaican flag. You didn't even mention a Jamaican. So when this corporate structure sat y'all down, papered y'all up and say, look, we need you to go out here and push a propaganda narrative because we want to ethnocide black Americans out of their culture because we want to steal hip hop once and for all. Well, we already kind of got black Americans kind of sour on hip hop because we're putting out the industry plants like Sexy Red and Sukiana and Cardi B's and all of them. We got them real sour on it. They really don't like the genre sometimes because of what we put out. So we gotta now we gonna try to completely take it. So we need Joe. We need you to get out there and say Latinos were half creators of hip hop, and y'all were there. And this is the talking points, Joe. Okay, go out there and do it. And then another thing, y'all walking around in New York letting Fat Joe say the N word so much in y'all face. In y'all face saying it, and then he made a record. I heard this record where he tripled down on it. I think he said something out in the record. They telling me I can't say he said the N word. Then he repeated repeatedly in the song, and I'm like, bruh, if this was the 1980s, if this was the 1990s, Fat Joe would have had a problem. He would have had a problem. Oh, he would have had a problem. They were like, hey, Joe. We gonna see you, Joe. We want you to keep talking like that when we see you. And the culture would have pushed him out because he's like, dog, I disrespected. So y'all let Fat Joe say it, but Eminem can't say it. How come if Eminem go out and say the exact same thing, oh, y'all be ready to tear Eminem down? Y'all be ready to go at Eminem head if Eminem said it. Why is it that when a white person say it, y'all ready to pounce? But someone that maybe have just a little melanin here and there, just a sprinkle, especially Fat Joe. Because you got Latinos that's real dark, right? And then you got some that's like Fat Joe. You let Fat Joe come in and disrespect like that. Look, Big Pun didn't even do that. Big Pun didn't do that. That's why even to this day, black people still got a lot of respect for Big Pun. Nobody wasn't paying attention to Fat Joe until after Big Pun died. If you want to keep it 100. And Big Pun was a better rapper. Nobody buying Fat Joe music. No, look, Fat Joe can't even do he can't do a tour. Nobody paying attention to him. Fat Joe, if you're listening, let me give you some advice. Why don't you just leave this conversation alone? Go and go to start doing some reggaeton, and just go do that. I mean, that's kind of hot right now, even though reggaeton. Just think about that. And then, have you ever listened to reggaeton music? Just listen to it. I tell you, listen to 10 songs, 10 reggaeton songs. Find the most famous reggaeton songs you're going to find. When you listen to the beat of it, it's the same beat on every song. I'm not saying the words are different, but it's the same beat. Doom, 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 doom. It's the same beat. They may have like little variations here and there, but it's the same beat. Don't think about it. Every reggaeton song you hear, it has the same freaking beat. In hip hop, we don't use the same beat for every song. I mean, like what you like, but it's the same freaking beat. No, for real. If you never heard reggaeton, go listen to it. And now the Caribbeans, Jamaicans should be coming out saying something because they admitted they took that from Jamaicans. You understand what I'm saying? But that's the Jamaicans fight. We can't say nothing about that, even though there is a brother suing right now because I wish I'd have saved that social media post because they were showing the reggaeton and then they showed the brother that actually created that beat. And this Jamaican brother created the beat and he's never got papered off from his record labels. They say he's owed billions of dollars. He has a lawsuit going right now. I hope the brother get his money because they stole that dude's beat and never gave him anything. You say Daddy Yankee, okay, yeah. But if you go back to Daddy Yankee, if you go anybody who's doing that reggaeton type of music right now, Bad Bunny, just pick them. Just go look to the top reggaeton songs. I'm telling you, it's the same beat over and over and over and over and over. And I'm like, bruh, it's like what's different about the song? I don't get it. Like, cause for me, the beat usually gets me before anything else. So if I'm hearing the same, do 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 do, it's like it's just over and over and over and over and over the whole song. I don't get it. Like I said, but do you? But anyway, Fat Joe should go do that. Go join the reggaeton crowd, man, and get your paper, man. Get your paper. No. I'm just saying it's the same beat. You talking about DJ Khaled? Well, let's talk about DJ Khaled too. This dude has made so much money off of just screaming on a record, and he doesn't rap. He doesn't rap. You know what I'm saying? He's basically made a bunch of I guess you could say like mixtapes or whatever. But this dude come in here, jump on everybody's record. All these black artists run to go be on a DJ Khaled album, and he's living very, very good off of black people. That's another thing I don't understand about y'all. Y'all are quick to push up other groups. So quick. Yeah, he said we the best. Yeah, like what you mean we? What do you mean we? Like, no, we ain't nothing. Like, you say me, but not we. You speaking French, brother? And you know DJ Khaled, he is Palestinian. Yeah. Self hate is real, man. Self hate is a global thing with black folk. We value, like when it comes to music or whoever else, we rather work with other folks. Even in this space, like look at the DJ Vlads of the world. DJ Vlad don't make them dudes go on his platform. He don't. They go on there on their own. So we could talk about DJ Vlad, but DJ Vlad has never brought on a bunch of Russians because he's a Russian. He's never brought on a bunch of Russians on his platform. He didn't build his platform off of Russians. He built it off of black people. And DJ Vlad lives very good for himself. But black folks like Boosie. Boosie, he talks about, DJ Vlad paid me $40,000. Dude. Boosie, if he's paying you $40,000 for an interview, that means he's making probably $200,000 to $300,000 per interview off of you, bruh. Listen, I would give Boosie $40,000 if I was getting $300,000 or more off of an interview. And he splices the interview up. Then he may eventually put the whole thing up, but he splices it up, getting hundreds of thousands of views off of your interview. Like Boosie, think, brother. $40,000 every time you interview with him. I understand that's more money probably than what you will make at a show right now, just sitting down talking. But what if Boosie was to create his own platform? People are listening to Boosie, not Vlad. Boosie can go make his own platform. What is wrong with a lot of you black men that you got to go sit down with Vlad? You can't afford a camera. You can't afford sound. I mean, you in the studio, so you should know about sound, right? You mean to tell me you can't create your own platform? If Boosie created a platform and do the exact same thing he's doing on Vlad, people will go listen to it. And all that paper will be going to Boosie. I don't get y'all. And then that same dude he interviewing with, Boosie go to jail or Boosie lose his life. That same dude to be talking about flashback interviews and run a bunch of interviews. Don't even care about Boosie like that. Be running flashback interviews and making money off Boosie's demise, or he go to jail, or if he was to die for some reason because he's still out there in that life. So whatever. Like, and the thing is, like, they don't even have respect for you. Other groups don't have respect for us as black people. You're giving all your intellectual property to these other groups. They own the interviews. They own this. They own that. Black men, a lot of times when I can't stand by some of us as brothers, we're supposed to be building our own. Even if you're in the entertainment world, build your own. Okay, you're in the music industry, fine. Put out your own records. Make your own videos. You don't need these people anymore. Dame Dash told you that. You don't need them no more. You can do it on your own now, but some of you still trying to tap dance for the labels and all of that stuff. And I don't know. I don't get it. Okay, you say Cameron and Maze have their own show, which is fine. Shannon Sharp, he made sure to really jump into his show. Now it's okay to make a partnership deal with somebody, and it's not predatory. Like I think Shannon Sharp, I see the DraftKings logo on his thing in the corner. So I guess he maybe got a deal with DraftKings too, which is fine. But Shannon said he's going to invest in himself. He wasn't going to put himself in that position. And he's doing stuff with First Take, which is cool. Because he wanted to make sure, he said, to build up Club Shay Shay. And then that show he got with old Chad Johnson over there, I love them, the brothers together on that show. See, I like seeing things like that. And I like that Shannon's doing it on his own. That's what I'm talking. Yeah, you're right, Sam. We became lazy. And when people doing something, whether it's entertainment, whether it's news, politics, whatever the case may be, support your people, man. Support them. Yeah, the Math Hoffa is the show I was talking about, the one with Fat Joe saying the N-word in front of all them black men's face. That was the most despicable thing. Shout out to Great Black Shark. The thing he was showing that, because I didn't know nothing about it. And that was the most despicable thing I ever seen as a black man. And I will say this. This is why a lot of times black women don't respect black men. I'm going to say it. It's because when you let other races of men just straight disrespect you to your face, why a black woman got to respect you? Seriously. You're supposed to be the men in the community. You're supposed to check other men for disrespecting you. Because let's say it was like this. If it was Math Hoffa doing an interview with Fat Joe and a bunch of Puerto Ricans sitting there, and he starts saying what would be considered a racial slur to Latinos or Puerto Ricans, then Puerto Ricans would have checked Math Hoffa real quick about what he's saying. Them Puerto Rican men would have been laughing and cackling like a bunch of schoolgirls when if he said some word they didn't like. See, have you noticed that black women respect black men that actually stand up for themselves, or black men who are builders, black men who are providers? Those black women respect that. Even women in general respect that. Any black man like that who's single, you got women of all communities coming at that black man because he's walking in the essence of his manhood. But that video, Great Black Shark, yeah, that was despicable, brother. That's sicking me to the core to watch black men cackling like some girls. Fat Joe talking about he rich. You ain't no rich. You rich, please. Rich people don't have to do any agendas. Have you noticed that? Like Jeff Bezos. You see him out here doing a bunch of interviews and trying to latch on to somebody. No, Jeff Bezos making billions. He don't even do interviews like that. Most people with money don't do no interviews too much. It's rare if they do interviews because they're getting bread. What do you want to talk for? Talk for what? You mentioned, why are you listen, I don't criticize Vlad no more because it hit me one day. I don't need to be criticizing Vlad. I don't need to be criticizing Adam 22. I don't need to be criticizing none of them. The problem is black people, not them. They just created a black platform for a lot of self-hating black men, because most of black men that go on those platforms. There's not a whole bunch of black women. Yeah, I think I've seen Tasha K on there recently, but there's definitely a bunch of black men who is over there with Adam 22. And he didn't force them to be there. He didn't beg them. They come running over there. Ooh, Zaddy created a platform. Let me go be over there with Zaddy. So I'm not tripping on the Vlads and the Adam 22 for what? Then they say something out of pocket. Y'all want to get mad. Y'all built them up. They wouldn't have a platform wouldn't been for y'all. They'll say something out of pocket about black people and y'all still will run over there. Like Skip Bayless. He disrespected the hell out of not only Shannon Sharp, but the brothers in the NFL. And Michael Irvin and Richard Sherman went over there. Lil Wayne went over there first. Sitting down with Skip Bayless, really? So Skip Bayless proved he can't do a show without black men. If he was so like could carry a show, he wouldn't need no black man on his show. Y'all notice that? If we had a code as black people and you seen that disrespect he did to Shannon, you say, nah, I can't work with that dude. Matter of fact, no black player gonna work with him. None. Because we are like we are on code with each other. We're a fraternity of brothers, and we are not gonna work with him because he disrespected us in the NFL. If all the NFL brothers would have said that, now Lil Wayne would have won. Lil Wayne, But if all them NFL brothers would have said that, they said because he didn't care about this brother that almost lost his life on the football field. He talking about they should just play the game and whatever. Like, what? I ain't like that. I ain't like that Michael Irvin and Richard Sherman is over there. Why? Michael Irvin and Richard Sherman, for some reason, if you see this platform, you don't need to be over there. You brothers can get together and do your own show. You brothers are talented enough to do it. You got the bag to do it. I'll watch a show. I'll gladly watch a show. Why y'all sell out for a couple of shekels of silver? It doesn't make sense. All you talented black men who got money at that. Like me, I don't have the money of Michael Irvin. I don't have the money of Richard Sherman either. You think if I had the kind of paper they had, man, please. Please. By now, I would have had a huge empire by now. And I probably wouldn't be making content as much. Because I went and found some of the best and greatest people out there. I still do it here and there, but nah, I'm trying to build something. I ain't got time to be on here a whole lot. Exactly. You're right. I even though I can't repeat the words you're saying, but we bring the road to our own. Yeah, I get it. Okay, he has a YouTube page, and that's fine. That's fine. But he's not doing. But him and Michael Irvin can do a show together, just like Shannon Sharp and old Chad Johnson is doing a show now. They can do the same thing. Put the show together and just talk about sports. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, appreciate you watching and everything. I'm going to go take care of some more things I need to take care of here. And we'll have to get some content up today. Make sure you download or join our African Diaspora News Channel app in the App Store, Google Play. I got to get some graphics done for that so I can do that. We got a few more things coming down the pipe, possibly setting something up to go back to South Africa for April of 2024. 10-day trip to Johannesburg and Durban and everything. So possibly look on the lookout for that if you're interested in that. I think Brother Mark and Dr. Latasha is trying to possibly get 30 people. Matter of fact, soon as I get off of here, I'm going to look into that and ask what's going on with that because I need to know. Yeah, Stephen A. Smith, he got a show. And actually, I've checked out Stephen A. Smith's show. I'd rather see Stephen A. Smith on his own show. I actually like that. You know, even though I disagree on some things that he do, but I like to see he got his own show. I love to see them brothers having their own, man. Come on, brothers, create your own. We don't need them folks for nothing, man. We don't. Because trust me, if we would get off of all their platforms like that and have our own shows and bring all our audiences to those shows, leverage your influence, brothers. That's the only thing that I would say. People respect it a lot more, and you'll get a bigger bag. Even if they want to make partnerships and deal with you, you get a bigger bag because you were the person there, not them. You got to work for ESPN. He should quit ESPN and just say, you know what, I'm going to invest into myself now. I didn't done my time. You know, I got my paper. Thank you, ESPN, but I'm over here. You know, at the end of my contract, I'm done. But thank you for listening, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you on the next one.